Good morning. Welcome to this morning's session of Coffee and Stocks at My Wallet. We're going to be looking at the markets going into today. We had our Coffee and Stock session over the weekend where we reviewed trades going that were performing in the week. We have a list to watch together. Start sharing some of these posts if you would. As you join in, please like, share, and subscribe to show your support for the movement here at My Wallet. What we're trying to accomplish, spreading the word, helping people learn how to trade, how much to trade, how much they need to make in a day's time, offsetting their taxes by finding tax safe havens to put their money in, things of that nature, across the board. Delivering institutional tools to what we call retail investors today, allowing us to tap into some of those institutional banks and the resources they use every day. Trading based on research and evaluation rather than FOMO and hype. Not big on meme, but let you do your thing. Beyond that, I mean, get my notes going. Shoot, I'm flipping papers over here, but we're getting there. Alright, let's see. Good page. There we go. I'm getting my Thinkorswim pulled up now, so as you can see, Bitcoin over the weekend double top bottomed on 88 basically. It did go as low as 87,744, but we are now retesting that 92,000. I want to say in our evaluation over the weekend, that's what we were looking for, was a retest before we consolidated. But let's look on the 1 hour, get a higher level view. What's going on here? We've been trading within this channel right here, as you can see. Somewhere, I guess it's safe to say from here to here. We've essentially been trading in and out of this between 85,225 and 93,485, 43, something like that. So, good morning. I see we have a few people in the chat. Good morning, Senior. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining this chat. Another sit in the gaming chat. This is our investment in stocks chat. We do every morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. at least. You can join our Discord. I will put it in the chat here shortly. To join the voice chat, hop in here and look at stocks together. If there are any stocks that you're trading now and you want to evaluate, I can pull it up on the chart here and we can look at it together. So right now, Bitcoin retesting that 92,000 level, right at 91.8. See where she goes from here. On paper trading, I made 7K on Friday. Man, I want to send you a picture, Senior. Let me see. This month alone, in the last 3 months, I'm up 763%. Last week alone, I was up 166% option trading. I had some options on Meta, and I think I did some calls and puts in and out on the Q last week. I was just riding the momentum of the market, more so tech and the NASDAQ. We can look at the SPY real quick and see what she's doing. We reviewed that over the weekend. Again, Saturdays we are now starting up our coffee and stocks. We're looking at the same time frame, potentially 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. that morning. That's where we'll go in and do a recap of the entire market and review some of those stocks that we were watching going into the weekend. As you can see, I don't know if you're paying attention there, there's the short gap up this morning. It looks like we tried to backfill a little bit, but we still got a little space to break around the 686. I mean, we're only up 64 cents from there, so no big deal. But overall, let's look at the longer time frame here. We're breaking that 685.88 that I was looking at over the weekend. We actually gapped up above it. Needs to find support. As you can see, this resistance goes back here. So another level to potentially watch would actually be right above where we're at. That's 686.02. Let's see if we got the Thinkorswim up yet. Get her going. Yeah, so if you're trading, you can always watch our live stream beyond 8 a.m. on the week. During the week, we will leave this watch list. We have 2 watch lists. We typically put them 3 now. We're setting up a coffee and stock sessions on Saturday, where we will list out stocks that we found through the week, and we'll watch going into the next week. So I'm going to show you what we call our super trend, which will be on your left here in a minute. Our weekly top performers will be on the right, and that's auto generated. And then the watch list we select to watch will be on the bottom left, right under the super trend list. Give it a minute for this to load. Go back into here, see what the Q's doing as well. I'm sure we had a gap up over there. Should see some tech moves, tech runs. We did see some weird economic data last week. We had what was it? I saw it over the weekend. Let me just go through some of the news headlines that I got. See if I can find them here. Give me just a second. If there's anything you want to look at, we can look at together. Just let me know. If you would, please share with anyone else that you know that trades. We can all come together, build a community around it, and basically review these trades together. We do have an alert system in place where we can send buy and sell signals, so we can trade as a group. Let's see. Last week, the Treasury market logged the worst weekly rout since April, and a bad sign for borrowers. Let's see. Inflation holding fast, just below 3% in September. We're now starting to see all of that. Nothing at the moment. I see. Let me see if I can get this moved. I always have issues moving this for some reason. It never wants to move. It never wants to move. What we'll do is switch up my scene then for 3. Let's see, screen share. Do the actual. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll move my controller right here. Nothing right now. Heard? Not at the moment. I'm getting ready for work. Traffic. Yeah, that's why we kind of have this session first thing in the morning, is so that we can come in and view some of these things before we start our day, right? Get in here, find some trades to sit in and watch from our phone essentially for the rest of the day is the goal, and go do our thing. So let's see. Looks like I'm gonna have to, I don't know if this is gonna be visible on the screen. I'm gonna have to get this moved. Why is it not moving screens? My next question. Bear with me. Why is it being so difficult? I just need a little bit of it right there. Right there is where it stops on. Not what I'm trying to accomplish. It's wanting to be difficult. Are you wanting to be difficult? Let me get Certain. Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing to move over. It's just not wanting to work with me at all. See, we got somebody on the YouTube. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Welcome to this morning's coffee and stock session at My Wallet. Yeah, so you can see the queue. This is why I was pushing calls going into next week. I saw the support here, and we were just banging through there. Since been running, I've been looking at things like Meta, Tesla. We saw Netflix run on Bear Gap, Fade. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about this watch list because it is causing me issues. Let me see if I can do something like this. Yeah, that's not working. So annoying. Trying to get this to work. Can't remember what I did last time to get this to move. But TDA Ameritrade wants to be. Oh, you know what? I bet if I make this my primary, it'll scoot over there or something. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's look at IWN, see those small stocks. So I have an account on TDA Ameritrade, which is now Charles Schwab that got bought out. And I also use Robinhood. I like Robinhood because I can make day trades on there and essentially withdraw my money if I want to do same day. So that is really something I like to do. If I have a good day, let me see if I can do this real quick. This is supposed to be my main. Oh, Windows. iMac wouldn't have been this hard to work with, Coach. Why are you being so difficult? Why are you being so difficult? Anyways, it looks like we're gonna have to sit it over here for the day. And I just don't like the way that looks, but we'll go ahead and share it for now. Hopefully you guys can see well. So yeah, this is our watch list. This is an automated watch list. We even got our news up here so we can see what's moving in the news. Let's see what is moving this morning. TGL was on the list last week. IRBT seen 117 million so far. TGL saw, oh my gosh, it's at $59. Look at that thing. So it had a split last week going into the pre-market session. It jumped. It had a 1/20 split. It jumped up to like $29. Started to show some consolidation, but supported right there. Let's look a little deeper in there. There we go. She looks like she's still trying to run on us. Get the Discord going too. Switch this back over to the chart so you can see what I'm seeing. Where do I get that watch list? So I can send you an invite. That's what I was explaining earlier. Let me finish my thoughts. I'm still waking up, getting coffee. I see we got a few people on YouTube and Twitch. Morning, welcome. So yeah. So what we're doing today is, or what we're doing here. Need transparent chat on the screen. I thought I had it. I have it over here, I believe. You are right. Let me move that. I appreciate you pointing that out. I don't know where it went. I actually had it added. Let me add Zidjet. Prism chat. Prism chat. Text. We'll put that thing over here. Under that. So it should show. Oh, it's at the bottom, so it needs to be above everything. It should be there now. Oh, I still gotta come down. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's in the bottom left over here. Alright. Should be in there now. Yeah, it's need another PC with more power. Yeah, so just to explain, from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. we'll get on here together and review stocks live, and then from there at 8 we will share this. Let me switch the scene back. This will be shared in our Discord all day, and we will actually leave this Twitch stream up, so you can actually just stay on the Twitch stream and look at the stocks. This is an auto-generated thing. These are not manually. These two here are not manually put in here. So they're showing and looking for stocks all day for us, essentially. And kind of spread this one out, get some more space in there. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. And let me put that in. What I'm trying to do is get it over on my bigger screen, and then you can actually see better. So yeah, at the top of the list today, based on volume, let's look at it from a money perspective, is WBD. So for instance, you could see that at the top of the list and then pull up your own chart and look at it from that perspective. So the Twitch will be running pretty much from 7 a.m., at least 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'll try to get a head start at like 6. I start work at 8, so that's when I end the actual live stream. But you can always join in the Discord and still have the voice chat. We also stream this in the Discord as well, so you don't even have to be on Twitch. And that way we can review it in the Discord while we're together, and actually share screens individually there. You can always join the Discord to join the voice chat too. That's also possible here. I don't know how many people really do that, but I like to bring people on to look at what they're looking at and not just make it about what I see, but more so a community thing, right? You have your trades you're interested in that work for you, and the same for me. So I'm gonna just kind of go down this list of the ones we reviewed from Saturday. We actually did some analysis. You could see that video on our Twitch, and I'm gonna just kind of go through that for a minute. Let's see if I can extend this at all. Yeah, let's get that whole chart going. Oh, I can just slide this back and forth. There we go. Got that chart going. As far as what's moving right now, like I said, TGIL, CAPR was one on our list last week. Oh, screen's just reset. Sorry. Alright, let's look at the chart. We have TGL breaking out, hit a 87.48 high. CAPR is another. It's currently showing, what is this? Oh, that's the week performance. Let me look at it from a different perspective. Oh, so annoying. It's a little old screen. IBRT is right behind it. Look at her. We were watching it last week as well. What is it? IRBT. I said that backwards. She actually looks pretty healthy. We were looking for that retest, which she gapped up this morning and opened. She since backfilled that gap. Fortunately, we still have this back gap here to fill first. So what I pay attention to is this white line. This is the VWAP. See how she's trading underneath it? She needs to break out in the market open and stay above that VWAP. What I expect is if she does break out to the upside, the 70 EMA will touch that VWAP and she'll collapse. But what you need to watch is this lower support trend. As you can see, we're kind of doing this ascending wedge. I'll show you. Some to, let's see, that degree. I see it right there. And then if you bring that over here, it kind of aligns. You can see our touch points. So this market session today around 11 o'clock will be interesting to see if she continues to push higher through this resistance that she's formed, or if she'll break down here and retest that support. I think since she created support after the resistance, she may retest the resistance but ultimately break through the support and give that entry of 350 or so. If not, right there at the bottom of this blue support that she's made. If she breaks all that, 352, then we're going back to 303. Retest that lower level support you can see right here. What else? DRMA is next on the list that we were watching over the weekend. And then what I'll do is I'll go through the top three, and then we'll go from there. So after hours, you saw DRMA break out. She went all the way to 449, consolidated since. The VWAP did crank down in this open, which is good. That's a healthy pullback. You can see we're going green on the BX trender, but you can see how she's trading underneath that support level now. She needs to get back above, stay, and use that as its leverage to move forward. Otherwise, we could come back to the 260s and find some support there. Might run into some support first around the 285s before we get to that point, but definitely something to watch. And then SPHL looks like it's up. Pre-market 4%. Again, we were looking at that retest and support on the 488, and then retested the 603s again. As you can see, it was the high there. She's retested it multiple times. She could triple top there, and if she does, I mean, look, she's just been constantly retesting it. So 603 we think is a good target for it. As far as the return on this trade, that's $1.13 or so. So that's about a 25 to 30% trade. You know, that's something likable. What we don't want to see is the market open and crank this down below that 488 and push through this support back to that 70 at least. And you know, I mean, it does provide you a better entry at 415 to get in there. It's about 75 cents less. So nothing wrong with that, but you don't want it to lose that momentum that you see. This green right here is laying on top of our red EMA. And then it's above the 70, the VWAP's cranking up, all these great things, right? But again, trading under VWAP in pre-market is the first rule I just pointed out a minute ago. Something to watch out for there. What else on the list? Toro was one that ripped last week as well. Let's see what she's doing. That Discord up too. Toro, she broke above that top line resistance, and you know, again, trading above the VWAP. So this is one I do like. Trading above the VWAP. Let's see her support above this range, and then take off, right? And if she were, look on a longer time frame, where would she go? You can see she's supporting long term pretty healthily. So she's up 127% as of Friday's session. This is pushing her even higher. We can see she tapped out at 129%, but was sitting extra 10% basically. So still a good run there in it. Let's look on the 4 hours, see if we can get some higher ranges up there. Nope. Let's look on the weekly, see what their top lines are. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from a weekly perspective, we can even drill down to the daily probably, and she'll look a little easier. You can see how she's cranking. So technically, next level up is 957. We can mark that. I believe we can mark that. Oh, so that's it right there. Let me go back here. See if we got any support in this. Yeah. Would watch it from this level. So 786 target there. We're currently at 596 going into the pre-market. You can see she gapped up though. I hate gap ups. She'll most likely backfill on open and crank off of that support there. That's what I'm looking at. If she doesn't support right here, 493. But I mean, she just took off. She has earnings. And that was on Friday. So that's what sent her through the moon. Let me go to 4 hour now. See what we look like. Yeah. So she reported on Friday, pre-market, and took off. I mean, was up $1.70 or so, 73. Like I said, peaked at 610. All right. Let's see what we got. If you haven't already, thank you for joining Coffee and Stocks. If you would, please share with other traders that you may know want to join us. If you just watch the live stream, we'll be on here from 6 to 8. After 8, we'll leave the watch list up so you guys can watch it. We'll also put that in the Discord. We'll move from the Coffee and Stocks voice channel in our Discord to the My exclusive, where our premium users will have access to sit there in that Discord, watch the watch list as well, but also we'll trade. As people are wanting to look at stocks, we can look at them together. Going into the pre-market up to the 8 o'clock point. Beyond that, we'll leave this live stream up on YouTube and Twitch all day, from at least 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you can see what ends up at the top of the list by the end of the day. But you can also, it's a living, breathing document, generator. So you can also see what moves in and out of the watch list. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you'll be able to tell what's performed better overall. And that's what we're looking for in our watch list. That's what the scripts are running. We're trying to find where the money's going, right? And I feel like if we can figure out where the money's going, even if it was last Friday, even if it was Thursday, we had SMX that we saw hit the list last week, and we were trading at around $64. And as you can see, I mean, she has just, let me hide these drawings, go down to the 1 hour there. We can even probably dig into the 15, because it was only in the last 2 trading sessions she really exploded. We were actually trading it down here, in these 50 levels. I mean, you can't even see where we were trading anymore. It was right up in here, between the 62s and 64s. I think the lowest we paid for that was $50 at one point, and it just cranked to $4.90. It's consolidated, which is good. It's pre-market, trading under the VWAP, so be careful trying to hop in here. But building support off previous support, building new support. Typically retest the new support, so this will go away, is what you'll see if you're ever watching my charts in real time. This is created in real time. These aren't manually generated. But again, we've been trading under that VWAP I don't like, see, and it kind of shows why. But if you can see that VWAP crank above the 70 EMA, I think you'll see this burst. You can see the BX trender starting to show it to pivot back up. Let's look at it on the 5 minute for this pre-market. Yeah, we're getting resistance right here. Now that's showing up, and more retested resistance up here. It turns clear on the initial resistance that it forms, and then it goes shaded when it's tried it multiple times, which you can see we have, right? We cannot get past this point. And it looks all the way back to here even, so we're getting solid levels of resistance. This line right here is also identifying our potential stop out. So if I were to trade this, I would at least get in from the 280, 238s and then try to ride it to the 365s. But man, this thing's so high, I wouldn't even touch it with a long pull. I'm just not willing to risk that much. Okay, let me get my Discord situated. Let's look at more of these stocks. So we have, let's see what we have. ARWR is on the list. Let's see what she's done. This is my active buy alert. So you can see she had a crank up there. I saw it as it was loading. If you look deep, you will see that there's a huge gap to backfill. And most of the time we backfill this, it's not immediate. Sometimes it takes time. But definitely something to keep an eye on. Trying to get my chat situated. It's in a better spot. There we go. Move that thing around a little bit. There we go. Alright. Other than that, let me switch on my list too. I'm on the wrong list for this morning. Weekly top performing. Alright. EDRX. Next. Had a low of 361 last week. Jumped to 1494. This is what I'm talking about. Looking for where the money's going. This is how we're finding them. If I pull this out, you can see we are trading above the VWAP, so I expect consolidation in that. Probably back to wherever the 70 lands by the time the price gets to it. What you'll see is the open will probably gap the VWAP down to get it closer to the 70. You should see some support. Let me hide all this. should see some support right in that, around the 870. Let's see. And then we're forming support down here. See. I like this right here. Let's just do it like that, right? That gives me a range. And then we got top line resistance. So we'll turn that one red. But you know what that'll do for us. I mean, you may see some continuation runs, right? Where this tries to break the VWAP again. I think she's gonna keep tapping that and slowly roll down into this and then break out again. But doing pretty well so far. Let's see what she's up total. Percentage wise, she was up at 309% this morning at one point. Currently up 97%, so still doing well. We'll hold on to that. IMMX is another on the list. It's currently up 21% this morning. Again, I saw that gap in there. I don't like gaps. I don't like trading into gaps. Second thing, we are trading above the VWAP and forming support there, as you can see, but let me move some of this out. Hide indicators. Yeah, that gap there between 565 and 596 has to be filled. Ultimately up since last Thursday. Low of 379 hit 7, so probably what, 200% short of 100%, excuse me, at 98% currently right now. Bring that back in so we can see what we're looking at. Yeah, so we're supporting here. That's what that's showing. We can look on the 1 minute, see how the pre-market's looking. Boom, boom, boom. Trading under that VWAP though, right? That's gonna cause some issues. We do have the 70 at the VWAP. If they touch, look for it. This white line, purple line. If they touch, look for it to either crank or break down. Most of the time you'll see the VWAP touch it and it'll break down. If it does, then we're coming back to the 5s. That's what I would expect, right around that 567 or so. I can get a precise number. Just right there, I know, but right there. So turn that yellow so we can see it. 557s. So currently up $1.30 from that level. You could see it pull back and catch that recovery trade on it. We have HWH up 20% this morning as well. Let's see why on there. Okay, her low was 140. You can see she's broken. We've had a momentum conversion here is what we're watching. She ran all the way up to 340 after that. She should have supported right here if she was going to stay up. What that means is she'll most likely retest that level, 313s. But the question is, where does she land after this breakout? You can see she's trying to support here in this area. And it looks pretty defined. Where this was previous resistance, now it's acting as support. So as long as she stays above 213, I don't mind getting in her. But again, trading under that VWAP. The 70 has curved down. Look for that 70 to cross the VWAP, price action cross VWAP, and she could go back to 313, but ultimately could, come back here and support around that 192 there, or maybe even lower. So just be careful. If you got in now and it came back to 192, you're only looking at what, 20 cents down. So it's not too much to bear, depending on your position sizing, of course. But I feel like price is somewhere in here. Really weird why I can't get that price. It's when these stocks have these little gap like candles all day. Anyways, 190s, we'll call it that, right? She could run back to, but you can see her trying to convert on the 5 minute DX trend there. Getting a buy signal there on the 2. As far as volume goes though, she is really low on volume. Most of these are, and I really don't like low volume trades. So when I base this chart list, I'll look at this chart from a volume perspective. SA I just completely slaughtered that. SATS shows up on the list. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you for joining us. She looks like she's trying to break out there. Much better structure here as far as price action goes. She's at $84 right now. Echo Star, we were watching this way back here. I want to say we were even further before that. Yeah, you know, wherever you see lines is what I was looking at it at some point. I mean, she was trading as low as $9.53. She's currently $84 a share. Phenomenal performance. Even after missing on earnings, she does have earnings coming up in February for Q4. Interested to see how she shows up there. Echo Star Corporation, we did some recap on this, but yeah, she's doing really well. Okay, let's see, we got some people on the Twitch. Appreciate you for joining. I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break, go get my coffee cup filled, and then switch over to the Discord to start the morning right. Right now I am currently in QCLS myself. It was actually down this morning, broke out again. Let's see where she's at, what she's doing. She retapped $7 this morning, it looks like, before consolidating. Is she gonna hold that? That's the question. We're up there at 688, which is right above my entry. I'm in at 685, but as you can see, she got as low as 640. She's trading above the VWAP. Key, stay above the VWAP. VWAP in the 70 touch, and it cranked instead of falling. Let's see, in 1 minute, what she look like. Looks like she's about to try to continue to push through this level of resistance she was trying to form there at the 709 and hopefully go to the 738 or so. Ran it up this morning for me. She got as high as 806 on Friday session, but I believe she was a little bit higher than that, 938s. So at best, I'm looking and hoping we see at least a 750 to 780 retest today. That'd be great. $1 per share there. I see we got a few more people in the chat. Good morning, welcome to Coffee and Stocks. If there's any stocks you want to review, please put them in the chat and I'll throw them up there. Right now I'm about to walk and get some coffee. If you haven't already, I'm about to put the Discord in the chat and you can join us this morning. If you have any issues joining the Discord, please let me know. I'm in the process of revamping it so it's more aligned with our streams and the system overall. We're doing a lot of integrations to allow you to be in the Discord and pull account information from your My Wallet account, make trades from Discord to My Wallet, review trade information so you can look up any ticker, crypto or stocks, and get any type of TA or fundamental analysis. And then 4, overall keeping up with your own trades so you can easily track a trade from Discord in the My Wallet system without having to leave Discord, essentially saying that you can control the system from your phone is the goal there. So let me copy, invite people. Well, let me get the Discord link in the chat for you guys, and you're more than welcome to join. Like I said, if you have any issues, please let me know. Get that link in the chat. All right, feel free to join the Discord voice chat. Come on, join the live. My wallet. There you go. Post it in the chat. As always, please like, share, subscribe. If you know any other traders, invite them here. We can all get together on a call and go through whatever trades you have, whatever trades I'm finding, right? Right now it's 7 o'clock. I am going to switch back over to the... I need to switch this back to my main screen for now. Oh, my Discord's in the wait. We are going to share a chart so I can watch my trades while I move. Also bought some Solana over the weekend just to sit my money in. I bought it at 132. It hit 140 this morning. It looks like, from a crypto perspective, 139.39. Like I said, I have QCLS at 685 from last week. Currently flat on that, right in just $1 in profit. Currently sitting at 686. We do own some LNAI. I did buy it high, so currently waiting for it to recover, but holding that. And let's see, on our other account, let's share this screen and then move the Discord so you can see the chart. There we go. So we got a few people in the chat. Let me know who's there. I like to keep track of who's joining us. As always, we'll be here from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. After 8 a.m., we will leave the chart that you see up, or the watch list that you see up, so you guys can pick and choose through it, what you see and what you like, and essentially find trades on your own. But you can always drop any questions in the chat, and we can review those with you. Let me scoot this up a little bit. There we go. A little more aligned. A little bit more alignment. I want to adjust the screen, get you guys some better view in here. Better views, coach. There we go. Just that thing. There we go, a little more bigger. Alright, QCLS looks like it's trying to lose its momentum. Trading under 688 right now, bouncing off 679. I need to go find stocks I'm going to be trading on. Options. I like to play options. I like to take my options and put that into long-term shares. So another thing we were trading last week was WHLR. It actually broke out, let's see, 680, 794 at its peak, but consolidated back to 526 currently, or it looks like 534 currently. Bounced as low as 479. So, ooh, QCLS is breaking the 70 right now. It's not what I want to see. Let's see what we got on some option trades. Meta 671. Let's see what she's going to do. Trading below. She's pretty high right now, forming a lot of resistance. 15 minute. What that 15 minute telling me? What that 15 minute telling me? Meta's got some highs to her. 759. She's currently 671.82. Peaked out at 686 before consolidating on the open on Thursday. Tried to retest. Broke down at 675, 74s. I had calls in it on both trades, from Wednesday's trading session into Thursday, and from Thursday into Friday. Carried them overnight actually, and still beat my theta burn, which is in my book a success. But yeah, she is currently trading under VWAP. I could see her try to balance, retest 674 on the open, and then break down. As far as that goes, let's look at like Tesla. Tesla gap down in the open, pre-market, excuse me, from the 454s down to 448s. Might look for a Tesla dip there. Theta burn over the weekend may bring some premiums down, and then the pullback, being down $10, will also pull down some premiums to find me a good entry. Let's look at AMD. Another one I've been kind of shorting here and there. She looks like she might run back to 223. Let's look in the list though for liquidity stocks. Our liquidity. Oh yeah. Didn't even look at the daily top gains. See if she populates. That one does. RXRX, top of this list. ABVE, Beyond up to 123. Look at it, dang, trying to do something. I think it actually traded pretty well for some people that's been holding it. BITF, I was looking at. She hadn't really moved though since I started looking at her. Anyways, liquidity stocks. Alright, let's see what's moving this morning. BMNR up to 35. SNDK. SATS, one we looked at a second ago. AVGO was one I called out last week. Let's see. Alright, switching over to Discord. Alright, got it working. Take a quick break and be back here soon. Alright. Coming up on that 8 o'clock hour. 8 minutes to 8. We got QCLS to try to break that 709. It's since rebounded to 630. Supported off of that and bounced. I've been holding Solana over the weekend since 132. Currently at 138, but just tap those 139s again to retest that 139.40. I need to see it break out, but I want to hold it into the market open. I like to hold that crypto swing into the week. You start to see them bounce as we go into the week. Just like my money, making money while it's on reserve. I see we got a few people in the chat. If you got any questions, any stocks you want to look at, feel free to drop it in the chat. You can always join the Discord. We had included that link in the chat for you. And we will be sitting in there in our My exclusive voice chat. If you want to join, feel free to become a premium member. And we will be trading and looking at some of these stocks that were reviewed over the weekend and this morning. Going into today's trading session, market open, looking at how some of those react. Currently, we were looking at TGL earlier this morning, currently in a sell state. SPHL, currently in a sell state. IRBT, DRMA, and then also D-Bridge or DBRG was one we looked at last week. We have, let's find some small caps. These are all our liquidity stocks here. See what's up this morning. Follow what's up. IBRT leading the list above BMNR, which I think BMNR just bought Bitmine. It just bought like another 199 million in Ethereum over the weekend. So looking for that to be up if crypto moves. The more and more they acquire, the more and more I feel like they'll move quicker on their own. ONDS is the one we looked at last week. Check that out. It's been doing its thing. There we go. ONDS, right? Not the right one, right? Looked like a weird chart there for a minute. Yeah, Ondas Holdings. That was trading like $6 when we found it. It's currently at $9.19. Kind of settled around this price range in between the 870s, 919s, 930s. Looking good for a continuation double bottom here. So we'll track that support moving forward. On the move forward. Somewhere open there. I'll try to snatch one of those ticks to line. Since this only looks forward, I feel like it's that one. Anyways, we'll figure it out. I am OCD about this stuff. Yeah, 859 was what I was going at. Okay. See how that goes going into the week. Like I said, if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to drop it in the chat. We'll look at those stocks. Otherwise, hope you guys have a great day trading. Good luck. If there's anything we can review together, let us know. We are currently in QCLS for somewhere around 685. It's currently trading at 645, so we're down right now, but trying to see if she's going to stay in the view while going into the open. See how she opens up for us. We got some Solana that we're holding into the open as well. But other than that, thank you for joining. As always, feel free to share, like, subscribe. Invite anyone that you know likes to trade, and we can sit together and watch it. Otherwise, have a good day. Thanks.